as we all know, we are a young country. Often people complete their graduation, they complete their post graduation, they are looking for courses, professional courses, vocational courses. But the difficulty
Hmm.
is people or the youth of India today is not employable. What do you think
Right.
is wrong with today's youth? What are we doing wrong? Because of which there's a lot of frustration among the youth because of a lack of opportunities. Is it due to some policy crisis in the country, or does the youth need to be doing something differently?
Well, I'll be very, very straight to this question. The youth of the country nowadays, right? I believe what they lack is the awareness.
Hmm.
Because ultimately, we have certain factors involved when we are trying to search for a job, right? Now, suppose a guy, he wants to become a dancer, but he doesn't know that what are the forms of dancing,
Hmm.
isn't it? So, what I really believe is that the people of our country, the youth of our country, are lagging the awareness as well as the passion for they are looking for.
Hmm.
So generally, we pursue the job that we have to do it in order to feed our family and to feed ourselves.
Hmm.
But to feed our passion, we do not work much upon it.
Hmm.
So passion plays a very big role in, having a good career and being employable. Now,
Hmm.
suppose if I have not been, I wouldn't have done anything for myself in the past. Probably you wouldn't have invited me for
Hmm.
this podcast.
Hmm.
So I am pretty passionate about helping people out and making them, helping them like becoming employable, and also people, the awareness part that I've talked about, the awareness about what exactly they want to do and how to execute that.
Hmm.
We generally have three questions which I usually say: what, why, and how. What represent that what exactly you have to do it. You have to introspect that what is the role in which you want to get into. Number
Hmm.
two is why. Why, like what is the purpose of it?
Hmm.
Why are you doing it? And
Hmm.
how will you execute it? So
Hmm.
yeah, these three questions, if it is clear in your heads, if it is clear in your goal, then nobody can stop you to pursue your passion or whatever you want to do in your future.
Hmm. Technical areas do not, or technical subjects, technical courses do not groom students for being employable. What often happens is people, let's say, who are doing bachelor's in technology or master's in technology or CA or any other finance course, they often start
Right.
comparing themselves with the MBA people. They say,
Correct.
we are putting in a lot of effort, but see, MBAs are doing better than us. Why is it so that people who are good at technical skills, even if they try doing so, they're not able to crack the interviews of big corporations? Even I know people in my circle who have been rejected right in the first round of initial screening by big fours. If you ask them about any tax provision, they would be very comfortable answering. Any accounting rule, they would be very comfortable answering. But right in the first call, they get rejected because of a lack of probably communication skill or the way they speak. What do you, according to your experience, feel like students or professionals are lacking in this field?
Well, a very common question which I mostly get from the candidates, whether they are the freshers or the professionals,
Hmm.
is that how can I communicate better?
Hmm.
Or if I would like to form this question in a different way, how can I communicate better in English?
Exactly.
Right. So this is the major uh, question in their head, that how can I communicate fluently in English? So you know what? We have this notion in our mind that English is itself is a very tough language.
Hmm.
But it is just a language which we have to speak. We speak Hindi, we speak Punjabi, we speak Bengali with so much of confidence because we have been learning the language, we have been listening to the language in our house, in our neighborhood, everywhere, wherever we go.
Hmm.
But still, for this question, it is unanswered that why people are so much fearful to talk in English.
Hmm.
Now, here, the another point comes that even if a person knows English and even if a person knows how to communicate better,
Hmm.
but still, he is not probably able to justify his skills, justify what he has mentioned on that A4 size sheet paper,
Hmm.
which is called a resume.
Hmm.
Right. So it's all about the art of explanation.
Often what happens is in the resume or CV screening part,
Hmm.
before
Hmm.
even getting a call, students get rejected or professionals get rejected. Uh, what are the essential elements that
Hmm.
make a resume look good?
Hmm.
What could be the ways in which resumes could be built, uh, apart from just copying and pasting the details from ChatGPT?
See, I believe on a resume,
Mm-hmm,
if we talk about the screening process, isn't
mm-hmm,
it? As you said, that before even getting the call, they get rejected.
mm-hmm,
So, as per the research, the hiring managers, they only have those 6 seconds to go through that resume, right?
okay.
Or we call it as an ATS,
Mm-hmm,
applicant tracking software.
mm-hmm,
Fine. So we have two ways. If we go to the old school methods of the hiring process, so in the old school methods, definitely the HR managers, they had stack of resumes and through which they will, shortlist the best candidate.
mm-hmm,
And they have only 6 seconds. The minimum is 6 seconds, the maximum is 10 seconds, right?
okay.
Or I would say 9 seconds. So if a person is looking at the resume for 9 seconds, that means something is really great about that resume. Or if I have a sheet of paper on my hand, I'm like, no, not at all.
Mm-hmm,
So I won't even take a second to read out the entire content.
mm-hmm,
Now, if we talk about the new technology, right, which we call it as an applicant tracking software. So
mm-hmm,
it's a software where the candidates upload their resume and the ATS helps the HR managers to shortlist it,
mm-hmm,
right? So what we really want on the resume is the keywords.
okay.
The keywords related to your job profile. Also, the matter, the template, the
Mm-hmm.
format.
Like, what should be the ideal length of a resume in which a student or a professional is not only able to mention their experience, but their qualifications as well?
See, it depends upon that how much experience do you have,
Mm-hmm,
right? Now, suppose if he or she is a fresher, just he has just passed out from his graduation, right?
mm-hmm,
Or from his post graduation, correct? So, as per the research, the freshers should only have 1 page of resume,
mm-hmm,
right? Now, suppose if he or she is a professional and having an experience of, let's say, minimum 5 years, so
mm-hmm.
that person might have worked in the companies as well. So, at least 2 page of resume,
Okay.
correct? And definitely, if that person is a high professional and
Mm-hmm,
having more than experience of 15 to 20 or 25, now that is not your resume, that would be your CV.
mm-hmm,
There you are presenting your CV, isn't
mm-hmm,
it, in front of? So it might be of, let's say, 3 page, 4 page, 5 page, like how much work have you done? You add everything.
mm-hmm,
Again, it depends that if that person is an academician,
mm-hmm,
so he or she must have done few research.
mm-hmm,
So he will include all his research papers, all the books that he has published. So
mm-hmm,
he would write all the details there.
mm-hmm.
So again, it depends upon that in which category do you fall.
What should candidates do to stand apart from the other applicants who are applying, probably doing the same things, same that old format of CV, resume, and then putting the information from ChatGPT or copied and pasted from somewhere else? Plus, do we need to be applying on all the platforms, or there are some platforms that are better than the others?
Well, what I believe there are 3 to 4 major platforms in which we should surely upload or we should surely make our profiles,
Mhm,
right? So here I would like to put attention to the freshers first. Now, the freshers who are not looking for the in-campus placements or they might be having an experience of zero point 0.5 or 1 year. So what they usually do, they just apply and they keep applying,
mhm,
right? So number one, if anybody wants to search for a job and wants to get into his or her dream company, I'm using a big word here, the
mhm,
dream company. So for that, he or she has to upload and update
mhm.
his or her profile every alternative day. When I say profile, it does not mean his or her resume. I'm talking about the profile that he or she has made it on the recruiting platform.
Okay.
Now, suppose if I have completed a course, right? But in a hustle, I did not upload it, I did not update my profile on Naukri, but I have updated the information on my resume.
Mhm,
There is a difference. What you have updated on your resume should also be updated on your Naukri profile or in your Indeed profile, your intern Shala profile, in whichever
Mhm.
recruiting platforms you are into. You have to update it everywhere. You must have seen few LinkedIn posts that the people post on, I have completed this certification from
Yep.
LinkedIn Learning, right? And LinkedIn automatically updates the licenses and certification
Mhm.
category which we have.
Mhm.
It automatically updates there. Similarly, as we update any course or any certificate if we have done on LinkedIn and we post that regularly, similarly, we have to do the same for the other recruiting platforms.
Mhm.
Now, point number two, when to update your platform,
Mhm.
when to update the details in which you are into. Now, there is a time duration, right? From 8 a.m. in the morning till 10 a.m. in the morning, within these 2 hours, you have to update your profile.
Okay,
Now,
and why so?
now the company is open at 10, maximum by 10,
Mhm.
right? Isn't it? If somebody has to put a vacancy of a software engineer or a web developer or a front end developer or for a data scientist, for a business analyst, what happens? The moment the company would post, the
Mhm.
company itself, the ATS will help here to shortlist the resumes which aligns to the profile.
Okay, okay, that's interesting.
We have we have an algorithm for each and every website. The
Mhm.
technocrats would understand this term called algorithm,
Mhm.
isn't it? There is a time to update your profile. There is a time to upload your credentials, your document within 8 a.m. to
Mhm.
10 a.m.
Mhm. What are the three most common mistakes candidates are making while applying for the jobs, either in the application part, either on selecting the platforms they should be applying to, or in their resumes, or the ways in which they are drafting their cover letters, or in the interviews? What are the top three mistakes often candidates make, and how to overcome those mistakes while applying for jobs?
Well, to sum up our conversation,
Mm-hmm.
I would say that the three mistakes, the number one mistake is formulating the words in an disorganized manner.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first mistake. Wherever you are formulating words in a verbal or in a non-verbal way, you need to understand, you need to ensure that the words that you're trying to formulate or the words that you're trying to play with on your
Mm-hmm.
resume or in your interview or in the job search, the words should be organized at its right place, including the keywords that you have added on your resume, including the keywords that you have added in any recruiting platform, including the words that you have tried to put it on somebody's LinkedIn post comment
Mm-hmm.
or any of your posts, and the words that you are using while communicating with the person. Number two is how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
The the execution part, the implementation part, the delivery part. How are you delivering your content when it comes to the written communication?
Mm-hmm.
How are you writing or framing out your sentences? Very important, which you have to understand. Even if you use GPT, you need to understand that you have to intervene in the paragraph or in the context that you have written.
Mm-hmm.
You need to edit as per your requirements. And number three, the non-verbal aspects, which are highly important for all the three categories that you have mentioned right now.
Mm-hmm.
The non-verbal includes your gestures, your confidence, your body language, your maintaining eye contact, your dealing with your customers, dealing with your clients, dealing with the people, and majorly your soft skills.
Mm-hmm.
How are you trying to speak to the people?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about how, as I said in the very beginning, you should always know what are you doing, why are you doing, and how are you doing that.
Mm-hmm.
What are you communicating? Why are you communicating? How are you communicating? If the answer to these three questions are clear in your minds, you would be able to search job for yourself. You would be able to make brand on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
You would be able to communicate effectively and make network with people. Again, you would be definitely be able to crack any job interview, no matter how hard it is.
Mhm.